Close your eyes, not to escape the world, but to enter it more fully, through your own inner gaze. There is a world within each of us, rich, strange, and often hidden, a terrain of memory, feeling, myth, and longing. For Carl Jung, to embark on a true journey of self-discovery was not to chase after someone else's dream, but to return home to the unlived promise within. He named this journey individuation, the sacred path toward wholeness. 1. Beyond becoming, remembering who you are. Individuation is not a transformation into something else, nor a pilgrimage to some ideal. It is a return, an awakening to the soul that pulses beneath our roles and masks. We start wearing personas. I am a teacher, a parent, a soldier, a friend. And somewhere along the way, we forget who we truly are under the surface. Jung wrote that true healing and purpose arise when we step beyond adaptation and reclaim our inner world. We become not what the world expects, but the soul within calls us to be. 2. Descending into the deep. The path begins with descent. We must willingly turn inward. We enter the underworld of our psyche, the dwelling place of our shadow, our wounds, our unspoken truths. In healthy society, we learn to hide anger, shame, grief. We spin narratives. I'm fine, I'm strong, I'm okay. But somewhere inside, the rejected parts yearn to speak. To begin this journey is to surrender control. It's to say, I am willing to face the parts of me I fear, the parts I've denied. Step by step, the surface ego quiets, making room for impulses, intuitions, emotions to rise. Each discovery is a small death and a rebirth. The shadow surfaces, tears long restrained, envy acknowledged, joy restored. This descent is not destruction, it is excavation. We dig out what is buried so the light can reach even the deepest stones of our being. 3. Meeting the shadow. The shadow is not the enemy. It is the exiled self, crying out for presence. Jung saw that our own darkness, if met with awareness, becomes our greatest teacher. The traveler who names their bitterness, who gazes kindly at their rage, transforms it into compassion. The person who hears their inner critic and says, "Thank you for warning me, but I am more than this voice," discovers freedom. Each step toward the shadow is a step toward empathy. We learn not to fear our internal landscape, but to trust its subtle guide. Because contained within the shadow are seeds of potency, creativity, strength, tenderness that have been abandoned. 4. Unmasking the persona. In the brightness of the world, we don personas, social masks that allow us to function. We learn decorum, friendliness, competence. We become actors in a collective play. But the persona, helper, leader, healer, provider, can begin to feel like the self. And when the mask becomes us, the soul suffers in silence. Individuation calls us to let the mask slip, even if only in quiet moments. To practice stillness when our mind wants to perform. To speak truth when our heart is hidden. To stand without armor. In these acts of vulnerability, the soul whispers again. 5. Entering the temple of the self. At the heart of this path lies the self, not the ego, not a fixed identity, but an unfolding center. Jung described the self as the divine architect of the psyche, the source and goal of individuation. It holds within it the blueprint of who we are, capacity for love, grief, purpose, and wholeness. Meeting the self is like entering a temple that has always been inside you. It lives in silence, in symbol, in the quiet place beyond thought and story. It surfaces in dreams, in myths that catch your breath, in moments when your eyes fill with tears at beauty or rage at injustice, moments when you feel wholly alive, not just acting. 6. Archetypes as inner allies. The journey is not walked alone. Hidden within us are archetypal energies, timeless patterns of consciousness. The hero, who rides through our trials and invites our courage. The wise old woman-man, offering guidance, memory, perspective. The divine child, renewing wonder and innocence. The anima/animus, the hidden opposite, calling toward balance. The shadow, the exiled self, urging us toward authenticity. These are not imaginary characters, but living forces within you. On the path of self-discovery, you learn to recognize them, to dialogue with them. The hero does not save you. You become the hero. The wise guide whispers in your dream. The child invites play. 7. Tools of the journey. Dreams, imagination, ritual. Jung offered us gentle tools to walk this path. Dream work. Dreams are the psyche's spontaneous messages, filled with emotion, symbol, invitation. Keep a dream journal. Reflect on images, feelings, synchronicities. Let them lead you inward. Active imagination. A technique to dialogue with inner figures. A labyrinth of the mind where you not only observe, but converse. What do you need, dear anima? What do you wish me to see, dear shadow? Art and symbol. The psyche speaks in images, so draw, paint, write poetry. Let the body speak when words fail. Nature, ritual, silence. Walk in woods, sit by water, hold silence. Let the world reflect your inner depth. These are not steps toward perfection. There is no destination, only pilgrimage. 8. The solitude of becoming. Individuation is a solitary path, but solitude need not mean loneliness. It is a solitude that shares space with the unconscious, with the self. In this sacred aloneness, we learn to dwell in our own presence. We are accompanied by dream messages, by intuitive nudges, by the echo of our deeper self. Still, the world may not understand. When you live more by the soul, you may be called strange, too quiet, too emotional. But this path asks for faith, not in voices outside, but in the tender voice leading within. 9. Transformation in everyday life. As this inner work unfolds, changes ripple outward. You listen with more depth. You act with more authenticity. You love with both strength and vulnerability. You respond with presence, not reactivity. You begin to notice small pleasures, the way wind grazes your skin, the kindness behind an old song, the soft glow of dawn. These are signs of the soul stirring. Your journey is not for show. It is lived in quiet acts, choosing rest when you need it, speaking a difficult truth, caring for wounds of others, standing by your dreams even when uncertain. 10. A lifelong pilgrimage. Individuation does not end. It is not a course you finish, a degree you earn, nor a certificate on the wall. It is a lifelong pilgrimage, a continuous unpeeling of layers, a persistent invitation to come closer to yourself and, through yourself, to life. Sometimes you will emerge from the underworld into light, feeling whole and resonant. Other times you will sink deeper, feeling lost. This is the spiral. You circle again with renewed courage, with greater depth. Dear traveler of the soul, the path of self-discovery is both a return and a surrender, a calling and a gift. It asks, will you meet your shadow with compassion? Will you release the persona long enough to hear the language of your heart? Will you be the hero of your own inner quest? Will you listen to the whisper of the self? This journey carries a promise that beyond the world of noise and performance, beyond striving and rushing, there lies a peace deeper than effort, a sense of belonging to yourself, to creation, to the living pulse of existence. So breathe. Let presence be your prayer. Let your heart be your guide. And step inward, step soft, step steady. Come home. Thank you for traveling this sacred path with us at Conscious Path. May your soul guide each step. May your life reflect your truth.